Do you think that Mickey Mouse course should exist in higher education? Are these courses like to weaken the rigor of degrees, or do they also have some educational values?
I think it depends on how you see Mickey Mouse courses, right, or Mickey Mouse education. Because if I were to look at it, there's no such thing as a useless, worthless, or easy course. It's just about whether the course is useful or not, or practical or not, depending on the person. And when you say Mickey Mouse course, right, the way you define it as an easy course. So tell me, can you just tell me in your case, what could be a Mickey Mouse course for you? I changed. You'll be the interviewee now. Can you give me one example for you? If you were to think about course, a Mickey Mouse course, what do you think would that be?
Mickey Mouse course is easy to get high course.
Yeah, like what? Dr.Joseph's class.
No.
So,
Maybe Chinese language. Because I'm from China, so Chinese language is very easy for me.
okay. So there, right, in universities, they still offer, let's say, Mandarin for beginners, right? You might think it's a Mickey Mouse course, right?
Yes.
But for Dr. Joseph, and maybe for other students who don't speak or want to learn Mandarin, they will find it useful. I'll give you another example. Let's say, do you know Taylor Swift?
Not sure.
Do you know Jay Chow?
Jay Chow.
Or let's say Taylor Swift. Let's say Taylor Swift. So Taylor Swift. So in the US and in other universities that I know of, they have this course about Taylor Swift. So Taylor Swift is a pop artist. So people might think, why would you study Taylor Swift? And isn't it like too easy if you talk about Taylor Swift's life, her music, you know? So the question there is, who sees whether a particular course is easy or not, right? And I think, yeah, I would say they should exist in a way. If I were to answer from one perspective, from a personal note, from a personal and maybe professional perspective as an educator, I would say that yes, these Mickey Mouse courses do have the right to exist. In the same way that in universities you also have difficult subjects, right? Or you have mid-range subjects. Because again, if you look at it from the way you plan a curriculum or the way you plan a particular course degree, not all subjects must be very difficult. There must be some subjects or a few subjects which are easy. So sometimes we call it as electives, right? So these electives are easier, relatively easier than your core subjects. And your specializations, your specialization courses, these are somehow more difficult than, or more specialized. So will they weaken the rigor of degrees? Okay, the only way that they can weaken the rigor of a degree is if there are too many of them, right? Let's say in a degree, 80% Mickey Mouse courses. If 80% are easy courses, then definitely that will weaken the rigor of the degree. But if you design a curriculum, if you design a degree in such a way that there's a balance, so you have a few easy courses, again, electives, fun. There should be fun, right? There should be some fun courses. Students should learn beginner Mandarin in the same way that they can also learn beginner Korean, beginner French, but they can also learn the more difficult French, or advanced French, okay? And in terms of the educational value, this is where I say Mickey Mouse courses add value to education, because people might think they're easy, but thinking of a subject as easy could be, again, very subjective, right? So the Chinese class, people might think if you say beginner Chinese, it's easy, but for me, it's not. Some might think Taylor Swift, a subject on Taylor Swift could be easy, but for someone who don't know Taylor Swift, right? You don't know Taylor Swift, you might say, this is very difficult, or you're not interested. So having these courses could add value to education because this provides opportunities and experiences for students.
So some critics argue that the Mickey Mouse curriculum is designed by school to cater to students if they assign to credits. Do you think such pros reflect students in mind for low difficulty. How will they affect students' future employment competitiveness?
I believe that this is something that you could say, it could be natural in a way. Natural in a way that, people might easily think that if you have easy courses, then more students will choose it. But again, if you look at the situation, right, you have to ask yourself, why would a student go to university? Especially nowadays, where university or colleges or higher education is not the only choice. If you're going by the basic logic, the most basic and the most natural logic, if you say that students would opt for something easy, they would not go to university, they would just stay at home. Or if they want to go to university, then they still choose the easy ones. But if you look at it naturally, I still believe that most students, or a big number of students who go to university, would opt or would choose to go for something that they think would benefit them as a person, would benefit them as a professional, something that would help them find a good job or a career that they'll be happy with or contented with. So again, it's not only about catering to easy students. It's also again giving opportunities for students to have different levels, okay, different skills, different levels, okay, different interests, okay. And in terms of future competitiveness, again, even if the course is easy, you have to ask yourself what could be the essential skills or the core skills that the students develop in that easy course. No matter how easy a course is, if the student can find ways to be competitive, then I think there should be no issue. Yeah. And in terms of the matter of low difficulty, I think economically, yes, I would say. Economically, if students perceive, especially, if students perceive that it's easy to get a degree from a university, if they think that this course is easy, I think, students will go there. Okay? Students will go to that. Students will choose. It could be a factor. It could be a factor. But again, if that's the case in a university, if students choose a particular course just because it's easy, then it definitely will affect. Okay? It will affect the way, again, how students could be employed. Because it's easy, right? So if it's easy, you can have a job, but I don't think you will find a very complex job. You will find an easy job too. Easy study, easy job. Yeah, something like that. Okay.
Okay, thank you for your reply.
Alright, that's it.